Obviously, we love films like Clueless and Mean Girls, but there are some great high school flicks that don't get the attention they deserve. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 teen movies you forgot were amazing. For this list, we're looking at some of our favorite underrated films for and/or about teenagers.
I made you, and I can break you just as easily.
Good idea. Kill me like you did Liz.
Number 10, The Kraft. One of the best things about the 90s was how much pop culture embraced teenage girls' obsession with witchcraft.
You're a witch! They were right.
They usually are.
There were a shocking number of TV shows and movies based on the subject, and 1996's The Kraft has to be one of the best. Telling the story of a girl who gets mixed up with the wrong crowd at her new Catholic school, the film was retroactively described by Complex as one that, quote, feels much more progressive than many of the movies that come out today.
Oh, relax, it's only magic.
It wasn't a big financial success when it was released, nor was it universally praised by critics, but it did manage to develop a cult following in the ensuing years.
Blessed be.
Blessed be.
Blessed be.
Number 9, Josie and the Pussycats.
Val, I won a car!
No, you didn't win a car.
Oh my god, you won a car!
No one won a car!
Here's an early aughts movie that was clearly made with popular appeal in mind. Josie and the Pussycats may have bombed when it was released in the spring of 2001, but if you were a tween girl at the time, you were surely watching it at home with your friends every weekend once it hit home video.
And remember, you will not hear a thing without your Josie 3DX headphones, so I urge you all to pick some up. I know, I bought 2.
The way it brought the popular Archie Comics characters into the real world felt both fresh and familiar. And we bet that if you heard some of the songs from the film, you'd still remember the lyrics even 2 decades later. Number 8, Never Been Kissed. Though this rom-com had reasonable financial success upon its release, it certainly wasn't a hit with the critics. The Rotten Tomatoes critical consensus reads, quote, unoriginal and unremarkable high school satire adds little to the genre. But Drew Barrymore's performance makes this film a memorable one. And even today, it's a story that still charms us.
Well, all I can tell you is that when you're my age, guys will be lined up around the block for you.
The plot features a journalist going undercover at a high school and pretending to be a teenager.
You are looking at the newest undercover reporter for the Chicago Sun-Times. I am Josie Geller, high school student, senior class, 1999.
This definitely seems a bit unbelievable, but hey, since when are the movies about accuracy to reality? And Barrymore is bright and hard not to love.
That's funny because, actually prom comes from promenade, and you can't promenade alone, can you?
Number 7, Pleasantville. This comedy drama has such a unique and engaging premise that we're surprised it was never a bigger hit. It stars Tobey Maguire and Reese Witherspoon as modern teenage siblings who find themselves suddenly transported into the fictional world of Pleasantville, which they previously believed to be just a 1950s TV show. The pair has to figure out how to adapt to their new surroundings and see if there's any way to get back to the real world.
I will get us out of here. I really will. But if we don't play along, we can alter their whole existence, and then we may never get home.
Even though Roger Ebert called it, quote, one of the best and most original films of the year, it still made less money than it cost to produce.
I'm very disappointed. In fact, I'm starting to get a little upset.
No, don't get upset.
Number 6, Empire Records. This comedy drama seems like it should rank among the most popular teen films of the 90s, but it sadly seems like it's received much less pop culture attention than its contemporaries when it comes to modern audiences. Perhaps it's because the setting of a record store feels foreign to viewers today. Empire Records tells the story of a group of record store employees who want to prevent their beloved shop from being sold to a larger chain.
Hey Warren, take care of yourself. Don't let the man get you down.
Yeah, you too, Lucas.
It also features an all-star cast that includes Robin Tunney, Renee Zellweger, and Liv Tyler.
She hates me. Yeah, she hates me too. But I have enough sense to hate her back.
Number 5, The Way, Way Back. This is the newest entry on our list by a pretty wide margin, but despite the fact that it was released so recently in 2013, it still seems to have been largely forgotten.
Yeah, how do you know?
Because I know, okay? Don't worry about how I know.
This low-budget film was made for just $5 million, but had an A-list and award-nominated cast, which included Steve Carell, Toni Collette, Allison Janney, Maya Rudolph, and Sam Rockwell.
Mom, why do I have to wear this? Nobody else does.
He just wants you to be safe.
It managed to pull in nearly $27 million at the box office and received largely positive reviews. Perhaps the mixed tone made it a harder sell, considering it featured serious storylines alongside comedic ones.
Yeah, you're gonna have to take off for getting complaints. You're having way too much fun. It's making everyone uncomfortable.
Okay. Hey, whoa.
I'm just kidding.
Number 4, Jawbreaker. Before we had Mean Girls, we got the similarly satirical take on female high school friendships with Jawbreaker, released in 1999. Popular senior Liz is kidnapped by her friends on her birthday as a prank, and they put a jawbreaker in her mouth to gag her before putting her in the trunk of one of their cars. Things don't go to plan though, and Liz chokes and dies.
Oh my god. What happened to her? What's in her throat?
While the plot may seem a tad over the top, the concept is used to emphasize the ways that teenagers can lie and manipulate one another to get what they want.
I thought a jawbreaker would be funny.
You gagged her with a jawbreaker?
Number 3, Saved. How this movie managed to fly under the radar, we have no idea. Saved features a hilarious storyline that manages to tackle a lot of issues present among youth in the United States. Despite the fact that it came out in 2004, some of the themes are perhaps even more relevant today.
Is it possible Jesus might need us to do his will by, not waiting?
The story focuses on the ultra-religious teen Mary Cummings, played by Jenna Malone, who loses her virginity to her boyfriend after he tells her he's gay. She then gets pregnant in the process. It's poignant and funny, and the young cast features many familiar faces.
I'm saving myself until marriage, and I'll use force if necessary.
Number 2, The Slums of Beverly Hills. This supremely underrated movie should, for all intents and purposes, be a 90s classic, but we wouldn't be surprised if you'd never even heard of it.
Well,
I got a great pie.
The Slums of Beverly Hills stars a young Natasha Lyonne and is set on the outskirts of Beverly Hills in the 70s.
Why can't we ever stay put? It's not normal to move every 3 months.
It's normal in some cultures. Nomads, they move.
She plays Vivian, who has to contend with the fact that her family is completely broke, along with a slew of other typical teenage problems. The critics seem to agree on giving this film positive reviews, but few people saw it in theaters, and it seems as though it's been forgotten by the general population.
Kiss me. Do it, not romantic, practical, a show for the cops.
I think you have your next movies to watch or rewatch playlist. Let us know in the comments if you have any other for people to add to their lists. Anyway, let's look through some honorable mentions and then check out our top teen movie you forgot was amazing.
Not now.
What?
I've gotta go.
What, you have a car for yourself?
Something like that.
Deja jealous, Haley? Bring back memories? We trained together at DeFrank's for how long?
That would be, too long.
She doesn't look dead. That's because it just happened, so you can't really tell. Like a MacGyver?
We were all friends then, remember? And now you want to end his life because he's talking the patty on your side of the cafeteria. Oh, man, that's stupid.
Just wondering where we'll be when they come back. The locusts.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Ghost World. Roger Ebert said of this film, quote, "It takes such a risky journey and never steps wrong." While the black comedy may have seemed outside the box in the early aughts, it's clear now that it paved the way for so much that came after it.
Do you serve beer or any alcohol?
I wish. Actually, you wish. After about 5 minutes of this movie, you're gonna wish you had 10 beers.
While Enid and Rebecca are portrayed as outcasts of sorts in Ghost World, it shows us just how much pop culture has changed since 2001, considering the fact that they'd probably be considered pretty cool today.
I can't imagine spending money on plastic cups.
You don't have to, I'll pay for everything now, and you can pay me back when you finally get a job.
You're insane.
Movies centered on teenagers rarely fare well during award season, but Daniel Clowes and Terry Zwigoff still earned an Oscar nod in the category of Best Adapted Screenplay for the film.
And there is just no way to explain how I feel, and guess I'll just have to figure myself out.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.